Hi everyone. For today's prayer activity, you're going to need some paper and some colouring pens. Today we're going to be making a prayer acrostic. So maybe some of you have made acrostic poems at school, and maybe some of you have never heard of that word before. But an acrostic is when we write a word down the side of our page. You can do it with your name or with different things, and we try and come up with a word for each letter. So today we're going to be using our village or town names where we live. So I live in Rich Hill. I'm going to take my page, and down the side I'm going to write the letters of Rich Hill. So R, I, C, H, H, I, L, L. Just like that. If you live in Portadown, you might need a bigger bit of paper, but you can write Portadown or in Armagh or in Market Hill or wherever you live, you can write the letters of your village or town down the side. Now, you're going to use your colouring pencils to colour in the letters if you did them like bubbles like mine, or you could just draw them in coloured pens to begin with. Maybe that would be fun. So you can decorate your letters really quickly. I'm going to do that. And while you're doing that, I want you to have a think about different words that you could pray or speak over your village. So maybe some positive words. These words could be things like, so the first letter of my one is R. So I would want to think of words that are good words that begin with R. Can anyone think of any? Quite a tricky one. Respect, maybe? That people would respect each other or know that they are respected by one another. That we would rejoice. Rejoice is another R word. And rejoice means to praise and to worship. So we could write that people here in Rich Hill would rejoice in Jesus. Oh, that pen doesn't work. Any other ideas? You can write them on your page. So I think I'm going to use the word rejoice. Last one, nearly there. Okay, so for R, so I've coloured all mine in, and now I'm going to start writing the paper's blown away. Now I'm going to start writing my letters. So for R, I've written rejoice. For I, can you think of any for I? I'm going to write the word identity, because I want people to know. Making sure I spell it right there. Identity, because I want people to know their true identity as sons and daughters of Jesus and of God. So if you want to write out full prayers like I did in my first one that I showed you, you can do that. Or if you just want to write down the words, that's fine as well. And you don't need to just write one word, you can write lots of words. For C, let me see, I'm going to write, what's a C word that's nice and positive? Compassion, let's go with compassion. Okay. And then H, I'm going to pray for people's health. That they would be healthy. And if anyone isn't healthy, that they would be healed. Now, I could have used health and healing for two different ones, but we're going to stick with them for the same one. And I'm going to do hope for my next H. Now, I found it a bit hard to come up with my second I, but I came up with the word industry. Now that's quite a big word, but I'm using it to remind me of all the shops and businesses and the cafes and all the different businesses that there are in Rich Hill. So I'm going to pray for the shops and the hairdressers and the different things that are in the village. And last, we've got 2 L's. So for one, I'm going to put love, and for the other, I'm going to put laughter, or joy. So there we go. There's my acrostic prayer. Now I'm sure you can come up with lots of different words for those, so you can have fun doing that. And while you're doing it, you can pray and ask God to release these things in our villages and in our towns. And we can pray for healing, or we can pray for hope, or whatever words you've written down. You pray those things over your family and over the communities that we live in. Amen.